243 yards in his first career NFL touchdown for Garrett Gilbert. Though the Cowboys do fall short against Pittsburgh 24-19. Let's hear from the quarterback after the game.
Garrett, how did you feel offensively about your ability to execute the offense today and keep this team in a position to win it at the end?
I thought we did a nice job all day. They presented some stuff up front that was a little different than some stuff we had seen. They did a really nice job changing looks up, and I was really proud of our guys, especially up front, the way they communicated and got us out of some bad plays and into some better plays. And I thought we did a nice job preventing a lot of negative plays tonight, and that's a testament to the guys up front doing a really good job communicating and staying with me at the line of scrimmage.
Garrett, what was it like to go on the field there for that last drive? And when was the last time you were in a situation like that with a chance to win the game?
Obviously, it's been a while. But that's what you live for as a quarterback. That's what you live for as a football player. And unfortunately, those last two drives, I just couldn't make enough plays for us to finish that one off. But that's the type of thing that you dream about, and that's the type of situation that you live for as a quarterback.
Garrett, I was watching you after that final throw as the game ended, and you kind of just stood there. You had your hands on your hips, took off your helmet, and kind of just watching it all, processing it in front of you. What was going on in your mind as that game ended? I mean,
losing sucks. I felt like. I felt like our guys played really hard today and played really well, and we deserved a chance to win that game. And obviously we gave ourselves that chance, but it's just tough when when all of us together put everything into that thing and then come up short.
Can you describe what the last play was designed to do, and how did you see it unfold?
Yeah, we're pushing everyone vertical, and then had CD. Coming across the front the front line of the end zone, and there was a chance for it. Moved up in the pocket a little bit, and I just missed him a little too far inside. I think he had a shot at maybe making a catch there. I got to give him a better ball.
You can sense a little bit of the frustration, but also a little bit of confidence from Garrett Gilbert in his post-game presser as we welcome back in Barry Church, Nate Newton, and Isaiah Stanback. And guys, when you look at Garrett Gilbert, the question's going to be asked, is he the quarterback moving forward, even though Andy Dalton might be ready after the bye week, Isaiah?
Ooh, that's a tough question, Kyle. My instinct says to go ahead and go with him simply because he was able to establish some momentum. Right, I feel as if this team is going to be confident with him going forward. As much as a veteran as Andy Dalton is, as accomplished as he is, you look at it's a tale of two sides. Right, when Andy Dalton came in the game a couple weeks back, the team did not respond to him, even under the circumstances. Now you have Gilbert coming in, and look how the team responded. Look how efficient they were. Look how they moved the ball. Look at the energy. So I think that you have to stay with the Gilbert train going forward.
I'm a big Andy Dalton fan, but this guy came in fresh off the street. 2 weeks off of, the COVID list, getting acclimated to what's got to go on. You have some momentum here. I'm with you, Isaiah. Let's roll with this kid, man. We can fall back on Andy Dalton, but this kid here gave us an opportunity to win.
Look, I know it's not Friday, but I'm going to say it with my chest anyway.
Okay.
You got to stick with Garrett Gilbert right here. I mean, just look at the eye test out there and what he saw. You hit it right on the nail, man. You said it when he went out there, his confidence just spewed throughout the rest of the team, and it just elevated their game as well. And he made this team look a lot better than we've seen in previous weeks. Now, I know in Washington, the conditions weren't great for Andy Dalton out there, but in this game, Gilbert, he went out there with that same offensive line, and he was able to move the pocket and pretty much do damage down the field, and that's something that we've been missing from this Cowboys offense. So if it's up to me, I'm saying we got to go with Gilbert on this one.
21 of 38, 243 yards. His first touchdown, like I mentioned, but he also had an interception in the end zone. So there's going to be a question moving forward for the Cowboys at quarterback. It continues with the theme of 2020. When we come back, we hear from DeMarcus Lawrence following the 24-19 loss. Continuing on here with Cowboys OT, and though they didn't end up with a sack defensively, the Cowboys defensive line did put some pressure on Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh offense in the loss. Let's go back out to AT&T Stadium and hear from DeMarcus Lawrence.
Hey, Marcus, how you doing?
What's up?
Marcus, not a win, of course, but when you guys go toe-to-toe with the only undefeated team in the NFL, do you feel like this is an indication that you guys are moving in the right direction with the new coaching staff? Things are pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hell of a job by our guys tonight, fighting for 4 quarters straight. Hell of a job by our coaching staff, believing in us, staying with us, and putting us in the right positions to make plays. And, I mean, it's a tough loss, but I do feel like we raised the bar and we are getting better.
DeMarcus, how surprised are you when you look at this season where you are in the standings up in last place?
I mean, it's very surprising, but, if you look at all these games, it's coming down to the wire, or, it's small mistakes that we need to clean up at the end of the game. So I don't feel like nobody in this league is elite. You look at the schedule or their record, and they record might say different, but clearly, by looking at the game tonight, ain't nobody elite, and everybody has a chance to win, and we just got to do a better job in the fourth quarter holding it together.
Marcus, did it feel like something clicked tonight, or what was the big difference that, lets you guys be able to hold the Pittsburgh Steelers in check for so long?
Just playing fundamental football, playing all as one, being able to, come out with that confidence, especially after, last game. Just keep building on top of each other, and understand, like I said earlier, that it ain't nobody elite, and we have a chance every week to come out with the victory, and we just didn't do it tonight.
One of the biggest knocks on this Cowboys team through the first half of the season was the lack of energy surrounding the defense. Well, the energy's picked up over the last 2 weeks, even though it's still been losses, Isaiah. It's still something you can build on moving forward, and D-Law is a big part of that.
Yeah, D-Law is a big part of that. I think he was we mentioned it earlier, Gallimore and committee did a great job bringing the energy and bringing the effectiveness, right? Everybody brought the juice today, as I mentioned earlier. And I think it's a testament to Nolan, Mike Nolan and his defense, and how these guys are really just trusting him, right? At this point, it takes a lot for a coach to come in, try to put his foot down and say, this is the direction that we're going in. But it's another thing for the players to actually hop on board, right? So they got to hop on that ship, and I think you're seeing that start to happen, right? We talked about the bad eggs or whatever, the guys who didn't work, they're out the way. Now you just make room for guys on the seat, right? They have room to sit down now on the ship, and now it's like get on board and let's play ball. We're going to look forward to see who else decides to make the decision to start playing well as well with this team also.
When you see these guys, man, you have to give them time. And now they have had time to see the players, what they can do and what they can't do within this system. Now they're starting to apply themselves. And once you have a little success as a player, you start believing in the system, and you start learning it a little bit better, and you start playing within that system a little bit better. And we're starting to see that with the young guys. And now D-Law can be D-Law because he is that alpha male in the room now. There's no one else.
Oh, yeah, you're right about it. And as a whole, this defense, all 3 levels of it, they stepped up. They stepped up great, I feel like. And outside of Neville Gallimore, I was extremely impressed with the hustle we saw out there from this defense. Usually we're getting on these guys about loafing around and being lazy and expecting someone else to make the play. But today I didn't see that at all. I saw the defensive line hustling downfield to make plays. I saw the secondary flying around out there just trying to do what they can to help their team. And that's what we're going to need moving forward. If we want to build that momentum, if we want to be that team that we expected us to be at the start of this season, we're going to have to use that hustling and that momentum to go forward, and hopefully they do.
When you look at the expectancy of running the football from any opponent against the Dallas Cowboys, they've averaged over 170 yards per game on the ground allowed. They were only allowing 46 tonight against Pittsburgh. So you look at the improvement on the run defense as well, and I think that's something that you can build on moving forward. Now, there were plenty of mistakes on the defensive side of the football, especially late. We hear from Jalen Smith and maybe some of the explanations on those when we return on Cowboys OT. A couple key plays late force a loss for the Dallas Cowboys, 24-19, 15 unanswered points for the Steelers in the fourth quarter. Let's go back out to Arlington and hear from Jalen Smith following the game.
Jalen, how tough of a loss was this one, knowing that you guys pretty much dominated the Pittsburgh Steelers throughout the course of the game and then just came up short at the end?
Tough loss. Things going our way. For us, it's about battling. It's about finding a way. So we're on the right track, and we just got to keep digging, like Tank just said. We just got to keep digging.
Jalen, did they give you any kind of explanation on the flag they threw on the strip sack? Did they give you any kind of explanation of what you did wrong there or what they thought they saw?
No, they thought that I hit him and I was just crazy over the top holding. Really, he just ran into me, and that's really what it was. Few questionable calls in the game, but for us, we got to control what we can control.
I mean, you're fighting to get through the blockers there, so how surprised were you to get that call because you're just trying to get through, mess in front of the quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really, just questionable calls. I really didn't do anything. I was just trying to pressure the quarterback and press the pocket, put my hands up when the ball was coming out, and that's what it was. Questionable calls, like you said, but we just got to keep fighting. Jalen,
how surprised that you guys are in this situation? I mean, you lost Dak, obviously, but you still got some key guys, and now you guys are in last place in the division.
For us, it's just about continuing to grind. We're headed in the right direction. You tough loss, like we said, but there's a lot of things that we can build off of and momentum, and for us, we feel like we're never out of the fight, so we just got to keep digging.
You got anything else, guys?
Your thoughts on how you guys handled Ben and his group in the first couple of quarters of that game? That was the best you guys have looked in a while.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just about learning from our mistakes, understanding what we're doing well, and just continue to build off of it. That's really what it's about. Got a long season left. We're gonna I take advantage of this bye week to get our bodies right and get our minds and spirits right, and come back for this second half of the season. We'll be ready.
Does Garrett Gilbert, in your opinion? Go ahead.
What you say?
Does Garrett Gilbert, in your opinion, give you the best chance to win at the quarterback position?
For us, we're fighting with all those guys. We're fighting. It's going to take every man for us to get victories, and you just happy to be a part of America's team.
In Jalen Smith's own words, he says a couple questionable calls costing them the game late. Yes, there were key moments, but there's a lot to unpack there, guys, whenever it comes to what Jalen just had to say. Isaiah, what did you think?
First of all, he needs to take the hood off your head and answer the questions like a man. Represent your team, represent yourself. Second of all, take some accountability, bro. Take some accountability. You sound like you're speaking French when you're saying oui, right? It was I. You hit somebody in the face, right? Regardless if it was soft or ticky-tack, the rules are the rules. You hit him in the face. That is called roughing the passer. Then you had pass interference. He didn't run into you. You hit the man after 5 yards and held on to him. So take accountability and don't try to blame it on other people. Do what you're supposed to do. Like you just told everybody, learn from your mistakes, get better next time, and come back better than you were this week. But don't pass it off as, it was somebody else.
You can talk to you blue in the face or deeper black than I am. But, Jalen, let's just play better, my friend. All right.
Yeah, overall, he. As a defense, they played better as a whole as a defense, but the mistakes he made out there, they were extremely costly for this team. They kept drives alive against a team that you should have had, dead to rights. But the mistakes that were made by him and his linebacking core definitely cost us the game this one. And you would like to see, like to the point you made, Isaiah, you would like to see your leaders of the team, your captains of the team, pretty much take, accountability over that. It was your penalties out there. It was no one else. It was a single penalty and it was on you. And you would like to see him take accountability instead of, kind of pushing it off as a whole team thing. So for me, you just got to have, more discipline as a whole unit, and hopefully they can build upon this momentum going forward. But you got to take accountability as a leader. It's
a little frustrating from a teammate perspective. You guys all three played in the league, but how frustrating is it to hear not only the accountability or the non-accountability at that point, but also the fact that just a couple mistakes is what ultimately led to a loss, Isaiah?
Well, I have no patience when it comes to accountability, because that's just being soft. Right? Don't push it off as if you didn't do it. Everybody has to start with themselves. Every single one of us sitting up here have always had to watch game film and say, guess what? That's me. That's my fault. I'm sorry I did that. It won't happen again. So that's number one. In terms of how this defense played, the defense played well. But again, these mistakes hurt your team. They hurt your team. And when you know that something that you did hurt your team, the last thing that your teammates want to hear is, oh, well, yeah, it was the calls. Nobody wants to hear that, bro. You're a professional. You're getting paid a lot of money to take accountability and to make the corrections and go out there and play some doggone ball.
One play, now you was up by 1 point, now you down by 2 points. Next play cost you a touchdown. So I don't, these two guys have explained it well, and I don't want to beat you up, young man, but if you're going to be a leader and you're going to say that I'm a leader of this team as D-Law does, you have to take and put this team on your back sometime.
Yeah, this one was tough. As a teammate, I would have been pretty salty right now, just because you fought, you scratched, and you clawed when everybody thought you had no business belonging in this game against the Steelers, and you fought and you scratched and you clawed all the way down to the last possession, and to beat yourself on pretty much 3 penalties, it sucks. And as a teammate, I'd be extremely frustrated, but I get, it's a part of the game, and as a whole, this team just has to take accountability and move forward.
It was extremely emotional. It was very hard fought, and we're going to wrap things up here on Cowboys OT and continue looking at this 24-19 loss to the Steelers when we return.
The Cowboys OT, presented by the Texas Lottery, was brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Wendy's new pretzel bacon puff cheeseburger at participating Wendy's for a limited time only. NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass. And by the Texas Lottery. Play the Dallas Cowboys scratch ticket today. It's your ticket for a chance to win big.
24-19, the final score from AT&T Stadium. The Cowboys hold a 10-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. They also hold the Steelers to just 46 yards rushing, but they fall to 2-7 on the season and fall to a perfect 8-0 Pittsburgh Steelers squad here in Week 9. Now heading into Week 10 and the bye week here in the 2020 campaign. The Cowboys will next be in action against Minnesota in Week 11. Kyle Yeoman's with you alongside Barry Church, Nate Newton, and Isaiah Stanback. And guys, like we've mentioned throughout the show, lots of things to build on for the Cowboys heading into the bye week. But where do you start, Isaiah?
I think you want to continue this momentum. I think the team has momentum, and nobody wants to hear that coming off of today's loss. But the fact of the matter is you played a really good team. You played the best of your ability, and, you lost. But the reality was you were never supposed. Nobody ever gave anybody a fighting chance. Nobody outside of that locker room gave you a fighting chance. That team is going to be probably in a conversation for going to the Super Bowl. And hopefully you can work your way there as well. But you want to continue this momentum. You want to continue this confidence. The defense is playing well. You have somebody at the quarterback position now that guys believe in. They have to find a way to improve this running game some way, somehow, because you're not going to win games without getting Zeke going, without getting Pollard going. You saw a little bit of it today, but that's something that they have to get corrected, and I think that they need to find a way to solidify this offensive line and get this continuity going.
I tell you what, just take a deep breath. Look at yourself individually and as a team and how you fit in the scheme. The coaches are starting to figure out who you are and what you can do and can't do. Now, what you got to do as a player is say, okay, what can I do to help my team within the team concept to be better? This is a good week right here, man, because Delvin Cook of the Minnesota Vikings is coming.
You said it, man. You said it right there. They need to build upon this momentum, especially on the defensive line. We saw these last 2 weeks, D-Law, Neville Gallimore, Tyron Crawford and the crew. They've stepped their game up, and they've been playing well these past 2 weeks, holding this Pittsburgh Steelers team to 46 yards rushing. But like you said, they got a grown you-know-what man coming in here next week in Dalvin Cook. So we have to step up our game because, look, you could put 10 guys in the box against that guy, and he still might run you over. So for me, they got a great back coming in here, but we got to build upon this momentum, especially in the front seven, to see if we can get into those playoffs, to see if we can get into this NFC East hunt, because we know this NFC is not very good. We got a chance. So overall, we just got to keep this momentum going. Hopefully we do.
No team has ever started 2-7 and ended up making the playoffs. But guys, whenever you look at this game overall, it is a positive building. You look at the defensive line and how much they've improved. You look at Garrett Gilbert and everything involved there. There is a ton of things to involve. And really, overall, I think the Cowboys do have a chance to build on that heading into the bye week and then ultimately going up against Minnesota as well. That's going to do it here for us on Cowboys OT. I want to thank our entire DallasCowboys.com crew. For Nate Newton, Barry Church, and Isaiah Stanback, I'm Kyle Yeomans. We'll see you in a couple weeks on Cowboys OT.